What's up? I'm Mark. I've been a Canes fan since I was 10 years old, born and raised in Carroll City, aka Miami Gardens. Hard Rock is a 3-minute walk from my house, and the Orange Bowl was a 5-minute walk from my grandparents' house. I've been hooked since my mom took me to my first Canes game in 2000 versus Virginia Tech. I went to 3 games in 2001 to see the greatest college team ever. I also went to 4 games in 2002. Being introduced to the Canes at that young age and only seeing dominance followed by 20 years of mediocrity was hurtful to say the least. My mother has been a fan since the 80s, so my heart goes out to all Canes fans who are older than me, who saw decades of dominance before the downfall. This particular video will be about my experience to the infamous knee game versus Georgia Tech. Saturday, October 7th, 2023 at 8 p.m. I remember every detail of that day. I begged a classmate to switch clinical rotations with me so that I could go to this game. I was on a mission to go to every home game that season, which I did. I also teach CPR classes and make sure that I don't schedule classes during Canes games. I still have the tickets saved in my phone from that dreadful night. I even have the pink towel and cheap bucket hat they handed out before the game. My friend cursed out another drunk Canes fan for thinking we were in his seats, but he was actually in the wrong section. Like most Canes fans, I'm always nervous watching the Canes after a bye week. On top of this, it was a night game. It seemed like a recipe for disaster. I wore all black that game because the Canes were in the black jerseys, and it was Cam's first game back since that scary moment in the Texas A&M win. This game was attended by a busload of potential recruits, including Jeremiah Smith. This was a game to make a statement, especially beginning conference play. We bought food, and my soda was flat, and the damn chicken tenders were cold as hell. Things were already starting off annoying. We said to hell with it and took vodka shots. We also saw Stephen A. there, another bad omen. I took my wife. It was the first game she'd ever been to, so we got there early to tailgate and see the team warm-ups. She was so excited to see the smoke entrance. I wish I still had the video from her going crazy. From kickoff, it looked like one of those games where we'd barely get by with a win. Run game not working, passing game non-existent. But the D was holding their own. There were bad calls by the refs and a touchdown called back. You know how those ACC refs are, but that's still no excuse for the game being that close. The game was 3-0 at the half. My wife was used to high school games and a few HBCU games, so she was underwhelmed with the halftime experience. My friends and I had a good laugh at that. The third quarter wasn't much, and the Canes were somehow down 14-10 going into the fourth quarter. This was one of those TVD games in which he threw multiple inexcusable picks, ending the game with 3 of them, including one that was almost a pick 6. The D made them settle for a field goal, leaving the Canes down 17-10 with a little over 12 minutes in the fourth. Look, every team has bad games, so it's no big deal, but the good ones find a way and fight through it to get the win. TVD led the offense down the field and capped it off with a Henry Parrish TD on the goal line, tying the game at 17 with just under 10 minutes left. It was now left to the D to finish the game. James Williams gets an interception and returns it inside the 15-yard line. I was mad as hell that he didn't score, because I simply didn't trust the offense to punch it in, which they didn't, and ultimately settled for a field goal after a few horrible red zone play calls. Instead of going for the kill, they went extra conservative, which became a theme for the season. After the field goal, my wife looked at me and said, "Field goals get you beat." I felt so proud in that moment because she was learning the game. Georgia Tech didn't do anything with the ball, Now all the offense had to do was kill the clock. The offense begins to run out the clock, get to about the 30-yard line, and get stuffed on first and second down. I swear on everything, I looked at my friend and said, just take a knee and get the hell out of here before they do something stupid like fumble. He laughed and replied, don't jinx it.
You don't need to be doing this, and you certainly don't need to be fighting for extra yards.
Is it out as he hits the ground, or is he on the ground?
He might
Elbow
be
down. He might be down. And Miami may... Well, they're going to look at this.
Ruling on the field is a fall.
The very next play with 35 seconds left and Tech with no timeouts, the offense comes out, not in victory formation, and everyone in our section was confused. You could feel it in the stadium. Then the damn fumble happens, gets reviewed, and stands. I remember my friend and I looking at each other in complete shock. I thought his knee was down, but hey, that's all right. They need 70 yards with no timeouts. There's no way they can score, right?
To the field for King, up in the pocket, going to loop it down the field, and it is caught, and that's Rutherford.
Next thing we see, Couch horribly mistimed a jump, and now they're on the 44-yard line. I can't even breathe at this point. It's 10 seconds left in the game. I always loved upper end zone seats because you can see the plays developing. That night, it bit me in the ass.
From the pocket, flush to his right with 6, 5, going to loop it downfield, and ball is caught! Touchdown, Georgia Tech!
It was horrifying because we saw Cam be over-aggressive and bite on a play he had no business biting on. We saw the touchdown before King even threw the ball. All we had was a prayer that he would drop it. You could hear the boos and see the trash being thrown before the receiver reaches the end zone. I have never seen a crowd get punched in the gut like that. It was unreal. It was the quietest walk out of a stadium. I even seen a couple Tech fans almost got beat up for taunting some Canes fans on the escalator. I couldn't sleep all night. It was a nightmare. I didn't go on social media or watch any sports networks. Who's to blame? There's a lot of blame to share in that game, starting at the top with the head coach. Mario should have taken a knee period, especially since it's happened to him before. Dawson with the vanilla plays the entire game. TVD with 3 interceptions. I absolutely hated his body language during games too. Don Chaney. I hate to say it, but we've learned since Pop Warner about ball security, especially in strip situations. Take what they give you and fall on the ball. No need to fight for more yards. Defense, played nearly perfect, but letting them go 70 yards with no timeouts is unacceptable. Couch mistiming what could have been an easy interception. And last, Cam, our All-American, biting for absolutely no reason. He could have stuck with his man and left it to a jump ball situation, which he more than likely would have won. What could have been? I often wonder what would have happened if Mario took a knee or the fumble didn't happen. Do they win the North Carolina game? Probably not. Van Dyke was already showing bad signs. How do we look at the season finishing 8-4 with close losses to FSU and Louisville? I think we'd feel a little better about the season. I'd still be upset with the NC State loss, but all Canes fans know we're good for one of those games. Despite it all, I love my Canes and still had fun. The bad memories make the wins even sweeter. That's the beauty of being a sports fan. Take it on the chin. I hate sore losers. Take the jokes and scrutiny like a man and try better next year. There's no reason to lose to Georgia Tech this upcoming season. Go kick their asses to make up for this game. My goal is to connect with more fans this season. I'll even be giving away tickets to home games and we'll try to tailgate every game, so feel free to link up with me. Thank you for watching the video. We'll be dropping videos until the Florida game. If you like the video, please like and subscribe.